Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, America. Good evening to those of you on the West Coast. Good evening to those of you in the East. Good evening to our listeners in Switzerland and in other parts of the world. It is indeed a privilege and a marvelous opportunity to meet and to greet with those of you at this particular juncture in time. I am Sherman D. Manning, in case you forgot my name. I am the esteemed author, if you will, of The Truth About O.J. Simpson. Race, class, money, and justice. The Truth About O.J. Simpson. Race, class, money, and justice. It is perhaps one of the most compelling tomes I have ever scribed as a writer. And I would suggest that you get that book. If you're interested in the criminal justice system, get that book. If you're interested in social issues, get that book. If you're interested in politics, get The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. Available at local bookstores and online at Amazon.com. Authored by yours truly, the chief of sinners, a sinner saved by grace, Sherman D. Manning, and that is me. You pray for me, please, if you will. Donald has been having some rallies lately where not only are they doing Hitler salutes, but now they are discriminating against African Americans. They are throwing people out. The Secret Service are being abusive to the people. And I think the president ought to say something about this to the chief of or the head of Secret Service. Let them know that people have a right to free speech and artistic expression, and that artistic expression and freedom of speech should not be impeded by officials in government, such as the United States Secret Service. At a recent rally, Donald threw people out, and he yelled out asking them, "Are you from Mexico? Are you from Mexico?" Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot have a commander-in-chief who is a hate monger. We cannot have a commander-in-chief who's that amateurish, that, just unclassy. I just cannot see someone who is going to meet with world leaders and represent this great country on the world stage who would yell out in a rally and say, "Are you from Mexico?" You know, please wake up. Please wake up. Please wake up. To all the white people out there, all my white listeners, wherever you are, and if you're black and you know somebody white, call them and tell them to listen in. All my white folks out there, do me a favor. Come on now. We can do better than this. Look, if you all don't like Hillary, that's your business. If you think there's something to the email scam, that's your business. If you don't like Bernie, that's your business. If you think he's a socialist and you don't want socialism in this country, that's your business. Go with Rubio. Go with Bad News Ted Cruz, if you please. But you cannot allow someone who is a hate monger to get your support. Not if you call yourself a halfway decent American. Not if you call yourself a non-racist. If you are yelling and screaming and supporting Donald, I hate to tell you, but hands down, you are a bona fide racist. You remind me of Bull Connor. You remind me of J. Edgar Hoover. You remind me of Lester Maddox. This is wrong. We cannot stand for it, and we cannot tolerate it. If you are supporting Donald, you are a racist. Period. Let me just say that. Let me just put that out there. And I know the media is so weak and so watered down and diluted that they can't make these kinds of statements. They can't say anything definitive lest they offend someone. But I'm saying it. You got to be a Klansman to support this clown. and the Republican Party has gone to hell, and I'm not sure it will ever come back from this. If you listen to them in 2008, they were preaching about reaching out to Hispanics and African Americans and other minorities, and they had to do a better job of this, that, and the other. Then they said the same thing in 2008 when Romnesia didn't work, and now they don't even talk about it anymore. They've just gone far right. They're like, hey, we're good with Donald. We're good with David Duke. We're good with that. And Paul Ryan is the biggest joke in town. He's just a younger version, a bluer-eyed version of the same devils who've been running the Republican Party for the past 30 years. And so I say touche to the Republicans. You wanted us to know that you were racist? We got it. You wanted us to know that you were biased and extremist? We got it. We wanted us to know that you didn't care about the middle class? We got it. You wanted us to know that you didn't care about the working class.